This video is going to demonstrate chest body toning on a male client. So first, as with any session, you're going to start off by wiping off the surface area. So for any chest toning, be it for men or for women, we're going to treat the entire area but really focus around the nipples. So we're never actually going to apply the wand or the gel on the nipples themselves because they are extremely sensitive. Instead, we're going to go around that area. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the gel, and again, as with any toning session, we're going to apply it in a lifting motion. Now for this chest toning session, we are going to be using a women's setting. So you're going to be using women's neck and chest toning. It's also referred to as the décolletage. That's going to be performed in two 10-minute halves, which is a 20-minute total session. So the reason why we use this session for this particular area is because it is slightly warmer in temperature than the body toning setting, but also slightly cooler in temperature than the facial setting. The reason for this on the chest area is that this area is still quite thin in skin, so it can be very sensitive. We want to make sure we're not applying anything that is going to be too cold and irritating to this area, but also the skin is slightly thicker than the skin on the face, so we do want to make sure that we're applying a temperature that will still be effective. You can see that I'm splitting the treatment into two halves. So one is going to be on the right side of the chest, and then the second half, the second 10-minute sequence, is going to be on the left side of the chest. You can see with the application of gel that I've completely avoided the nipple area, and we're going to avoid the nipple area throughout the session. We're going to focus our strokes localized around it instead. As with any toning session, I'm going to start by broad upward strokes, moving upward from the base of the chest up towards the neck. So it's really important on the chest toning session that you're never doing a double tap. The reason why is that, of course, this area is quite sensitive. There's a lot of bones in this area, the sternum and the collarbone. We want to really make sure that we're not applying any kind of tapping to this area. So you can see here, it's really this focus, slow lifting motion. When you get underneath the nipple, you can curve up and around it. For women's chest toning, this is going to look slightly different because we're really trying to enhance the shape of the breasts themselves. For men's chest lifting, really this chest toning is best for men that are looking for a bit of definition in this area. Also great for men who are complaining of the appearance of man boobs. Because we can't do a slimming in this area, the toning is actually really effective. So how you would do that on a client who's a little bit larger is you would do these same strokes, but you would really focus on lifting up from underneath the curvature of the breast in the man. And you can see here, you're just going to continue with this stroke sequence over and over again for the full 10 minutes on the right side of the body. I'm always following with my opposing hand. As for any toning session, this is what's going to give effective results, as it's the alternation of vasoconstriction and vasodilation that produces the microcirculation in the area that's going to help with collagen and elastin production, help with the overall tightness, lift, tone, and elasticity. Once you've finished with the 10 minutes on the right side of the chest, you're going to go ahead and apply that toning lifting massage that you would do at the end of any body toning session. So you'll go ahead and just set the wand down, and then with your hands, you're basically just going to match the strokes that you performed with the wand in hand. So again, really avoiding the nipple here, but really just those lifting strokes. This is just going to help bring circulation back to the area, as well as just encouraging the skin in the appropriate direction. You can continue applying this massage for about 30 to 60 seconds or until the skin temperature feels a bit more back to normal. Once you've completed your lifting massage at the end of the toning session on this half, you're going to go ahead and take a fragrance-free baby wipe, wiping off in a lifting motion here, avoiding the nipple. Once the excess gel has been removed, you can go ahead and get started on the left side of the chest, which will be the final side in this session. Moving to the left side, you're going to apply the gel in the same manner you applied it on the right side, lifting motion, again, a thin, even layer. You want to make sure you've got enough gel there to easily glide the wand in the broad upward strokes that we're going to be working with. Now, it is important on the left side of the body to warn the client that potentially the temperature will be perceived as much colder. The reason for this is the left side is the side connected to the heart, so the side tends to be a bit more sensitive, especially on those areas that have a bit thinner skin, such as the face and the chest. So when doing the chest toning, there are two methods of application that you can use just in terms of where the practitioner's body is positioned. On the right side, we showed one way, which is to stand behind the head of the client, which is very similar to how you would apply a facial. There is another way, however, so I'm demonstrating it here on the left side of the chest, and that's to stand to the side of the client. This can actually allow you to have a little bit of better control. So I would say, especially if you're working on a male client, this might be the application of technique for you. However, when you are working on a female in this area, typically it is best to stand behind the head, as that way you'll be able to get a really nice leverage of lift. You can see here the application of technique is exactly the same as it would be on the right side, so not much has changed here. Just slow upward strokes, again, always following with the opposing hand. We'll continue on this side for another 10 minutes, and that will signal the end of the chest toning session. I will finalize this side, as I did with the right side, with a nice lifting massage.